At the break of dawn, beneath a sky still wrapped in early morning shadows, Ukraine carried out one of the most daring strategic operations of the modern era. This wasn't just a military move, it was a powerful message of confidence, creativity, and unyielding resolve. The focus of this mission was a highly sensitive intelligence coordination facility in Gledvoy, Belgorod Oblast, just a few kilometers inside Russia, near the Ukrainian border. This wasn't some ordinary government building. It was a central node in Russia's intelligence framework, a key hub for digital monitoring, information analysis, and regional coordination along Ukraine's northeastern frontier. Staffed by experienced analysts and intelligence officials, the facility oversaw cyber activities, information gathering, and cross-border surveillance. For years, it symbolized control, secrecy, and authority. Built with reinforced materials, equipped with advanced surveillance systems, and protected by constant security, the structure represented both function and ideology, a physical reflection of power and permanence. What made this operation so remarkable was how it was executed. Instead of relying on cutting-edge aircraft, Ukraine utilized a refurbished MiG-29, a Soviet Tirajet that many considered outdated, but this aircraft had been transformed. It was integrated with modern navigation systems and adapted technology sourced from multiple countries, turning it into a symbol of innovation under pressure. And here's where it gets even more incredible. Instead of using a traditional military targeting system, the coordinates were fed through an improvised digital solution. Right there in the cockpit, taped to the instrument panel, was not a military computer, but an iPad. Its screen displayed the GPS coordinates for the Gledvoy facility. This blend of old hardware and modern, off-the-shelf software demonstrated a completely new model of strategic thinking, one driven by creativity rather than sheer force. As the aircraft maneuvered into position, monitoring stations across the region detected unusual activity. Confusion followed. Was it a test, a system anomaly? Delays in decision-making created a brief but critical window of opportunity, one that Ukraine had carefully anticipated and planned for. At exactly 5 a.m. on May 26, 2025, a Ukrainian Air Force pilot stepped into the cockpit of that MiG-29. This 40-year-old aircraft, now carrying technology far beyond its original design, was preparing for a mission no one had ever attempted before. It wasn't just a flight. It was a calculated test of limits. The plane required extraordinary precision. Flying extremely low to avoid detection, the pilot had to rely on the terrain, perfect timing, and flawless execution. Every single second demanded complete focus. This low-altitude approach was incredibly risky, but it demonstrated how adaptability and meticulous planning could overcome technological disadvantages. As the aircraft skimmed just above fields and infrastructure, it remained hidden from long-range detection systems. Advanced air defenses were in place, but even the most sophisticated systems have blind spots, and those limits were carefully exploited. The operation unfolded in mere moments. Its impact was immediate, not because of the destruction, but because of what it represented. A location long believed to be untouchable had been successfully challenged. The psychological effect rippled far beyond the site itself. This wasn't just about a single facility, it was about redefining assumptions. For decades, certain institutions were viewed as invulnerable, protected by geography, reputation, and the power of deterrence. On that morning, that belief was quietly dismantled. More importantly, the operation sparked a profound shift in perception. If such a highly secured intelligence center could be reached so close to the border, what did that mean for the broader sense of security? Across command structures and administrative networks, uncomfortable questions began to surface. This moment marked a turning point. A combination of legacy equipment, modern navigation, and human ingenuity had challenged long-standing assumptions about modern warfare. It was asymmetry at its finest, proving that innovation, not size or age, is what truly defines effectiveness. And as the operation moved into its next phase, one thing became clear: The rules of engagement had quietly, but decisively, changed. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the events shaping our world. See you next time. Look closely at this aircraft. Beneath its wings, you'll find two advanced French AASM smart bombs. What's so special about that? Well, this jet is a Soviet-era design, and this French technology was never, ever meant to be attached to it. Making this impossible combination work took an incredible feat of engineering creativity. Ukrainian technicians had to get their hands dirty. They completely redesigned the mounting points, rerouted the plane's internal systems, and somehow managed to adapt navigation interfaces that were never designed to talk to modern Western equipment. The secret weapon in all of this? An iPad? Yes, a simple tablet, running custom software, acted as the crucial bridge. It translated modern GPS data into instructions the jet's old-school hardware could actually understand. This wasn't about brute force. It was pure, genius-level problem-solving. Then came the mission. The pilot climbed just high enough to enter a zone where detection was guaranteed. Immediately, radar systems across the region lit up, but a strange hesitation took hold. The data didn't make any sense. A decades-old jet performing a modern, high-tech strike maneuver. It simply didn't fit any of their predictive models. That brief moment of confusion was all the pilot needed. The system confirmed the target was locked. The pilot executed the launch sequence and immediately dove back down to low altitude, vanishing from radar screens once more. From that moment on, the operation was fully autonomous. The smart bombs, guided by their own software, made constant micro-adjustments based on position, altitude, and even the weather. Enemy air defense systems tried to respond, but they were designed to counter traditional threats: missiles, modern bombers, things they expected. This was something different, small, fast, and flying an unpredictable path. The munitions closed in on their target completely on their own. What happened next wasn't a massive explosion, but something far more precise and impactful. Within moments, the target, a critical command and control facility, simply went dark. All communication systems went offline. Data networks were severed. The nerve center that coordinated regional military activity was completely silenced. The change was immediate and undeniable. Observers watching the situation unfold realized something profound had just happened. This wasn't a failure of technology on their part. It was a failure of imagination. Their complex systems, rigid procedures, and layers of approvals had been completely outsmarted by adaptability and unconventional thinking. The significance of this single strike echoed far beyond one disabled building. It proved that a 40-year-old aircraft, upgraded with international technology and a heavy dose of local ingenuity, could rewrite the rules of modern warfare. It showed that geography no longer guarantees safety, and a reputation for strength no longer ensures immunity. The balance of power had shifted, not through overwhelming force, but through sheer innovation. For the first time, the myth of absolute security surrounding Russia's core intelligence infrastructure was quietly shattered. The message sent that day was crystal clear. In today's conflicts, creativity is more powerful than tradition, and flexibility will always beat rigid, legacy power. The world was watching, and it certainly took notice. Thanks for watching. If you found this story of ingenuity as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you in the next one.